Why do the people you cherish most, your family, your friends, your partner, sometimes feel like the heaviest weights holding you back? Why do those who should lift you up, who should cheer your every step, often become anchors, chaining you to the past, to comfort, or to a version of yourself you've outgrown? This question cuts deep, striking at the heart of what it means to be human, to love, and to grow. Carl Jung, the visionary who plumbed the depths of the psyche, saw through this paradox with piercing clarity. He revealed a hard truth. The people we love, with their expectations, fears, and projections, can stifle our journey toward individuation, the sacred process of becoming who we are meant to be. Today, we embark on a transformative odyssey through Jung's lens, not to cast aside those we hold dear, but to understand how their love can trap us, and more crucially, how to turn it into a catalyst for growth. We'll unravel why love, even when pure, can become a barrier, then forge a path to harmonize it with your quest for self-mastery. This is no call to coldness. It's a map to balance loyalty to others with loyalty to yourself. Prepare to face an uncomfortable truth, for Jung's wisdom demands courage to navigate the tension between love and freedom. The first barrier is that love, even in its most genuine form, weaves a web of expectations that can cage your soul. Jung understood that when we love, we don't just see others as they are. We project our desires, fears, and dreams onto them, just as they do to us. This creates an invisible contract, a set of unspoken rules about who you should be. Modern psychology, through John Bowlby's work on attachment, shows how love provides security but can breed dependency, tethering you to roles that no longer fit. Neuroscience, like Helen Fisher's research, reveals why it's so hard to break free. Love floods your brain with dopamine, making it painful to defy those you care about. In the 19th century, the poet Rainer Maria Rilke faced this when his mother, out of love, envisioned him as a military officer, her expectations nearly smothering his poetic genius. Rilke had to step back, carving out space for his voice, eventually penning letters to a young poet as a testament to his liberation. Today, you see this when parents push safe careers, medicine, law, onto children whose hearts burn for art or adventure. On social media, friends applaud your predictability, discouraging bold leaps like quitting a stable job. To move forward, name these expectations. Gently explain to your loved ones that your path may diverge, and guard your vision fiercely, even if it stirs discomfort. But love's trap runs deeper. It can fuel your shadow, those hidden parts of yourself you push away, like anger, ambition, or vulnerability. Jung taught that the shadow holds the keys to your wholeness. But those closest to you, out of love, often urge you to stay acceptable, suppressing these traits to preserve harmony. Erving Goffman's work in social psychology shows how groups enforce norms to maintain cohesion, stifling individuality. Neuroscience, like Lisa Feldman Barrett's findings, warns that repressing these emotions ramps up chronic stress, trapping you in inner conflict. In Greek mythology, Theseus faced the Minotaur, a beast embodying his shadow, in the labyrinth. His beloved Ariadne gave him a thread to escape, but he later left her behind, recognizing that her love, while vital, couldn't guide his entire journey. He had to confront his destiny alone. In modern life, families may discourage you from chasing ambitious dreams, fearing you'll outgrow them. On social media, friends mock your new self, maybe a bolder, more assertive you, trying to pull you back to their comfort zone. Identify these suppressed traits, express them safely in a journal or trusted space, and seek allies who celebrate your authenticity, not your conformity. Then there's the weight of emotional dependency, where love binds you so tightly it chokes your independence. Jung saw individuation as a process of psychological separation, even from those you cherish most. Mary Ainsworth's attachment theory reveals how intense bonds can morph into codependency, blurring your identity with others. Neuroscience, through Jaak Panksepp's work, shows that the fear of losing connection triggers panic in the brain, making it hard to stand alone. In the 17th century, Galileo Galilei faced this when his daughter, Maria Celeste, begged him to recant his revolutionary ideas to escape the Inquisition's wrath. Her love nearly swayed him to abandon truth, but Galileo chose his mission, even at the cost of her pain. Today, partners may subtly discourage your independence, a new hobby, a career shift, fearing it pulls you away. On social media, groups like fandoms demand unwavering loyalty, stifling your freedom to explore new ideas. Ask yourself if your actions serve your growth or merely keep the peace. Carve out time for solo pursuits that strengthen your core, and have honest conversations with loved ones to align your needs with the relationship. Love can also anchor you to the past, locking you into versions of yourself you've outgrown. Jung believed individuation requires shedding old roles, but the stories we share with loved ones, narratives of who we were, can trap us. Dan McAdams' narrative psychology shows how these shared histories create a fixed identity, resisting change. Neuroscience, like Joseph Ledoux's research, reveals that emotional memories tied to loved ones reinforce outdated patterns. In Homer's Odyssey, Odysseus faces this with Calypso, who loves him and offers immortality. Staying would have frozen him in a stagnant self, but he chooses the perilous journey back to Ithaca, embracing transformation. Today, family members reminisce about the old you, discouraging bold moves like breaking bad habits or chasing new dreams. On social media, friends post nostalgic photos, tethering you to a past you've moved beyond. Rewrite your story. Show loved ones your new self through consistent actions, and gently distance yourself from those who cling to your old identity. You now see the trap clearly. Love can cage you with expectations, fuel your shadow, foster dependency, and anchor you to the past. But recognizing this is only the beginning. Jung's wisdom offers a path forward, a way to transform love into a force for growth, not a chain. The first step is to use love as a mirror for self-knowledge, not a maze to lose yourself in. Jung saw relationships as reflections of our psyche, our animus or anima, the masculine or feminine within. Esther Perel's work on relational psychology shows that healthy bonds foster mutual growth, not fusion. Neuroscience, like Antonio Damasio's findings, suggests that shared emotions can illuminate your own desires. Jung himself lived this with Tony Wolff, his collaborator and lover, using their connection to explore his anima, deepening his individuation. In your life, a partner's criticism might reveal your own values. Use it to clarify what matters most. On social media, a friend's feedback can highlight blind spots if you filter it through introspection. Reflect on what tensions with loved ones reveal about you. Observe how they mirror your fears or dreams, and ensure love amplifies your identity, not replaces it. Next, set boundaries without breaking bonds, protecting your journey while honoring those you love. Jung saw boundaries as vital for individuation, creating space for psychological growth. Murray Bowen's family systems theory shows that differentiation strengthens relationships by reducing codependency. Neuroscience, like Lisa Feldman Barrett's research, confirms that boundaries lower emotional stress, freeing energy for progress. In Hindu mythology, Krishna guides Arjuna to fight as a warrior, even against kin, setting emotional boundaries to align love with purpose. At work, saying no to excessive demands from close colleagues preserves your focus. On social media, muting friends who criticize your growth protects your path without severing ties. Clearly communicate what you can offer. Practice a gentle no without guilt, and adjust boundaries as your goals shift. Love can also be redirected into mutual support, forging partnerships that lift everyone higher. Jung believed mature relationships fuel individuation for all involved. John Gottman's interdependence theory shows that healthy bonds balance support with autonomy. Neuroscience, like Helen Fisher's research, suggests mature love activates trust, not dependency. In the 19th century, John Stuart Mill and Harriet Taylor built an intellectual partnership, her challenges sharpening his ideas on liberty, his support amplifying her activism. In your relationships, encourage your partner's dreams while pursuing yours, creating a cycle of growth. On social media, connect with those who celebrate your evolution, forming networks that thrive on mutual inspiration. Discuss goals with loved ones to find synergies, offer help that aligns with your own aims, and choose allies who push you forward. Finally, love consciously, aligning your connections with your journey of transformation. Jung saw individuation as a process of shedding old selves, renewed through intention. Barbara Fredrickson's work on conscious love shows that intentional relationships build resilience. Neuroscience, like Richard Davidson's research, suggests mindfulness strengthens your ability to love without clinging. In Egyptian mythology, Isis rebuilds her beloved Osiris, not to restore his old form, but to transform him into a god of the underworld, loving him in a way that honors both their new realities. In your family, cherish parents or siblings, but step away from dynamics that trap you in guilt or old roles. On social media, share your growth to inspire, not to seek validation from the past. Love based on who you're becoming. Update how you present yourself to loved ones, and cultivate a healthy detachment that preserves love while freeing you from its weight. You now hold Jung's map to transform love from a barrier into a bridge to individuation. Love can cage you with expectations. As Rilke learned from his mother's dreams, fuel your shadow, as Theseus faced in the labyrinth. Breed dependency, as Galileo nearly succumbed to his daughter's pleas, and anchor you to the past, as Odysseus resisted Calypso's embrace. But through Jung's tactics, you can turn love into a mirror for self-knowledge, as he did with Tony Wolfe. Set boundaries without losing bonds, as Krishna guided Arjuna. Forge mutual support, as Mill and Taylor did, and love consciously, as Isis did with Osiris. These 8 principles weave a system, a diagnosis of love's traps and a path to harness it for growth. But hear this warning. This knowledge is a double-edged sword. It can liberate or wound. Use it to rise, to strengthen bonds without sacrificing your soul. True individuation marries love for others with loyalty to yourself. In the comments, share which of these principles feels hardest to embrace and why. If this journey of self-mastery speaks to you, subscribe to keep unraveling the psyche's secrets. And if this wisdom resonates, your like signals that it must reach more hearts.